Good afternoon and welcome to day 8 of How to Increase Your Donor Base in 20 Days. My name is Mandy Pierce and I'm the owner of Funding for Good, and welcome to North Carolina, our home offices on our front porch. I'm going to try to get this video done before the postman comes because it's almost lunchtime here and Leo will go crazy inevitably when that postman gets close by. Today we're going to talk about making the ask. This is the number one reason people don't give, and what I have discovered is quite often the number one reason why people have a hard time acquiring new donors. You have to ask. You have to be able to find the people that you want to bring into your community of donors. You have to have a good reason for engaging them, but then you have to actually make the ask. I'll tell you a really quick, brief, real-life story. There's an organization that does amazing work, has wonderful staff, engaged board members, lots of community support, a pretty decent donor base, and I have given to them for years, and they ask me for the same amount every year because it's not an individual ask. They have a community event, they hand out cards for people to fill out and ask for people to give whatever is laid upon their heart, which is fine if that's the way you want to make your ask. The problem with it is, if no one's asking me individually to consider giving more, I'm probably going to give the same amount I gave last year. Or if I have some other reason why I might not want to give quite as much, I can make my amount less and there's no one having that interaction with me. No one having a conversation explaining to me why my individual gift makes a difference. Now, I know that the concept is, but we have a community event and we're up explaining to people what their dollars are going to do. We're explaining the impact our organization has in the community. And I get that, and I understand the importance of that, but it is not an individual ask. It is much harder to say no to someone in person than it is when you have mailed something in or when you have made a generic ask to a huge room full of people at a quote-unquote ask event. Compounding that is the fact that I have, over the course of time, expressed interest in giving more, being a larger donor, but need to be asked first. I need to know that they need those dollars from me. I need to know that my contribution is just as important as the $5,000 donor, the $10,000 donor, the $60,000 foundation gift. And so I made that very apparent through some conversations for multiple years in a row and was never asked to consider increasing my gift. So when you have a community member who is expressing to you their interest in becoming more involved, that might look like volunteering to begin with. That might look like becoming a board member or serving on a committee or helping to lead a particular project or giving more. But you will never know if you don't ask. And if someone has made it very clear to you that they would like to give more or able to give more, would consider giving more, it is your job as the person helping raise funds, whether your title is development director, resource specialist, CEO, executive director, whatever your role is, board chair, it's your job to make that ask. And if you don't make that ask, then people aren't inclined to give, or they might be inclined to give to another organization that did find it necessary to make that ask. The number one reason people don't give is because they're never asked. I encourage you not to assume what someone will or won't do. I encourage you to do your research before you make an ask and make sure you're making an ask that someone could give, that is within a reasonable range, either based on what they've given in the past, what they have expressed as an interest, or whatever those resources are that you have to do your research. Find that information out. Make an ask in a thoughtful way and make sure that you're sharing with that person what the impact of their gift will be when you make the ask. So tomorrow we're going to cover day 9, and I hope that you're having a wonderful week so far. Please feel free to join our community online through subscribing to the YouTube page or joining us on our Facebook page, which is at Funding for Good. Hope you will have a wonderful day, and we'll check back in with you tomorrow.